Right, hello and welcome to how to use a monolingual dictionary flipped classroom. My name is Mr. Pierre Vandersteen MAUDUIT-LARIVE and I'm an English teacher. My goal is to help you improve your English. This year, for your written exam, you will be allowed a dictionary, not any dictionary. You will not be able to use a bilingual dictionary, but rather a monolingual one, the one appearing on your screen. Today we will get acquainted with this particular monolingual dictionary. In a nutshell, a monolingual dictionary explains the meaning of a word in the language that you're learning. i.e., if you're learning English, the definitions in the dictionary will be written in English. Your dictionary will provide much more than mere definitions. For example, it will, of course, give you words that are listed in alphabetical order, but not just that. If words are spelt differently, you will be able to have the different spellings. In terms of pronunciations, it will give you a hint on how to pronounce the word you are looking up. Parts of speech tells you whether the entry word is a noun, a verb, an adjective, for example. Irregular parts. If the word is an irregular verb, its irregular forms will be listed. Meanings. The dictionary gives the meaning of the word you're looking up, with an example to illustrate it. Phrases and idioms are mentioned if your entry word has any. Related words. You will find a list of the words derived from the entry word. As you can see, absurd, absurdity, absurdly. And last but not least, usage notes are useful notes, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. Let's look at all this in detail, shall we? Part of speech. It will tell you what part of speech your word is, whether it is a noun, a verb, an adjective, an adverb, a preposition, a pronoun. Moreover, it will specify the part of speech of the word you are looking up. Take the word fast, for instance. Fast can either be a verb, a noun, an adjective, or an adverb. Besides, the dictionary will indicate whether a word is polysemic. In other words, whether the word you are looking up has several different meanings, which is the case for the word run. As you can see, at least 10 different meanings are mentioned. He likes to run in the park, courir physiquement. She runs a successful business, diriger ou gérer. The machine is running smoothly, fonctionner ou marcher. Number 6 is interesting. She decided to run for president, être candidat à une élection. In your dictionary, this is how it looks like. You can see at least 49 different meanings of the word run. Some dictionaries let you know how the words are to be pronounced by giving you the phonetics of these words. Unfortunately, much to my regret, in this particular dictionary, the phonetic transcription is not given, which I find is a shame, really. I strongly believe that when you look up for a word in a dictionary, well, you want to know what it means, of course, but you equally want to know how it is pronounced. In this very dictionary, you will not find phonetic transcription, but some help on how to pronounce the word. It will show you where the stress is, as you can see, but not using the IPA alphabet that the kids are acquainted with. Anyway, we'll do without. Let's talk about language registers, shall we? Language registers refer to different styles or varieties of language that are used in various social contexts or situations. Each register has its own set of linguistic features, vocabulary, grammar, and level of formality. The choice of register depends on the purpose, audience, and setting of communication. Language registers range from very informal to very formal. Very informal is slang. Then you have informal. Then it is standard, neutral English, moving on to formal and ending with very formal language. Standard English is neutral and everyday English. It is a type of register used in schools, public service announcements and newspapers. Informal is used when a member of your family or friend is speaking to you, for example. It is more casual and spontaneous. Formal, used for professional or academic purposes, like university assignments, for example. Very informal is when people use swear words and terms that are slang. Very formal is the type of language register you should use to address, for example, a king or a queen. This monolingual dictionary will specify whether the word you're looking up is either formal, informal, or even slang. Pay attention to these little mentions. They are not mere details you can do without. It is important to know where the word you're looking up falls on the language register scale, whether it is informal, slang, formal, standard, etc. The dictionary quite often provides you with examples for you to better understand the meaning of the word you are looking up and how this very word is commonly used. So pay attention to the sentence used as an example. It is of paramount importance. Here, the word metaphor is a figure of speech in which a word or phrase is applied to an object or action that it does not literally apply to in order to imply a resemblance. That was the definition. If the definition is a bit difficult for you to grasp, sometimes the example is crystal clear and clarifies the definition. The example is highlighted in blue, and here you can learn that when the example is, here's a lion in battle. Here, the person is not per se a lion, but is acting like one. There is a resemblance. That is what a metaphor is. Note that the examples in the dictionary are written in italics. Sometimes, depending on the words, useful historical information is given. Take the word Luddite, for instance. You can't help but see some historical background information. Here you can learn that it refers to British history, and the time period is between the 1811 and 1816, and that the term Luddite was coined after Ned Ludd, who destroyed machinery. So these elements could prove useful on the day of the exam should you know how to use your dictionary properly. Now, although there are no phonetic transcripts, there is an aspect I particularly appreciate about this dictionary, and it is its usage notes. Sometimes a note is provided to tell you which common mistakes to avoid. If you take a look at the word decimate, the note stipulates that it is used to destroy or kill a large population, but the whole of something, not just a part. So this note is very useful to let you know how to use the verb properly. Now some tips and advice. Try to use your monolingual dictionary while studying at home, while doing your homework. Thus, you will develop reflexes and will know how to use it effectively, swiftly, and soundly during the exam. Use it during tests in class whenever it is allowed. Ask your teacher first, of course. Always jot down the words you've looked up in your monolingual dictionary and make lists. Lists you will learn and revise later. Make sure that you found the French equivalent of the word you've been searching. Check the phonetics and then learn the word. Make sure you have checked its phonetics first. For example, the term plates, which means tresse or natte in French. Pupils might be tempted to say plates, but the correct pronunciation of this word is Platz. Finally, if you can remember the sentence used as the example of the word you were looking up in the dictionary, by doing so you will remember how to use the word properly in a sentence. Using this type of dictionary will enrich your English vocabulary as well as your French vocabulary. If you take this exercise seriously, the more words you learn every day, the better your command of Shakespeare's language will be. Here are some online dictionaries you can use definitely if you scan the QR codes that are given to you. Thanks for watching and take care.